Hi guys, I want to talk about how to find the story in your story today, because this is really what's at heart of all of the inquiries that I get from writers who are trying to figure out, why their book's not selling or why their manuscript's not getting any response from publishers. And it's also behind, I get a lot of inquiries about, building platform. How do I get more people to read my blog posts? Or how do I get people to engage with me on social media platforms? Because I've heard that platform is what's important to sell a memoir when you're not famous. The real truth is you need to find what's compelling about your story. And this is really what's compelling about you and what's compelling about your experience, your reactions, your behavior around the topics and themes that you write about. And this is why I don't believe in giving editorial critiques of your manuscript in terms of helping you get published. I actually think that it can be so much quicker. You don't need to wait 3 months to get your entire manuscript critiqued, or you don't have to wait 6 months before you've even finished writing it and then sent it out for critique. You'd be much better off speaking to someone and identifying what the most compelling and interesting and engaging and unique and universal aspect is of your story before you even start writing it, before you start creating any content for social media, before you start trying to build your platform. You really need to find what is compelling. And that just takes a conversation. Honestly, it just takes a conversation. I love talking about these things with people written by non-celebrities. And what they have in common is a very strong and compelling and relatable and also universal story. So the author has done the work to find what is most interesting, captivating, relatable, unique at the same time, and compelling about their story. And they have followed that through in a very clear through line to the end. So it's very easy to see. The thing is, you don't know their name. When you would see it in a bookstore or online, you wouldn't really know, you wouldn't be looking for someone's name because you don't know them. But the story will come up, the audience is there because of the topics and themes that they're writing about. So for example, Made by Stephanie Land, very compelling, very relatable, very unique aspect to a very, very common story. So, and that is the hook. And that is why you really need to identify the hook if you're not a celebrity and you're trying to write a memoir that sells, because the hook is what is going to captivate the widest number of readers to your story, and it's also going to place your story in a particular market. It's also going to, people will be able to recognize themselves in the story because they'll see what themes it deals with, but also the unique way that you dealt with that particular theme. There's just so many reasons why you need to find the hook if you are trying to write a memoir that you want to sell in the traditional book publishing market, because if you're not a celebrity, the hook is what's going to sell your book. And the hook is how your story will be known. The hook is really how people will describe the story to their friends. They'll say, I'm reading this incredible book. It's about blah, blah, blah. And they'll say something that happened. It's generally in the beginning of the story. And then that compelled you to go on the journey or do the rest of the things that you describe. And so many memoir writers spend the whole first draft just on backstory. And you don't need to do this. If you can just identify the hook, the really compelling piece, it's going to show you how and why your reaction to that backstory or that situation was unique. And it's going to show you how to write the book in a way that's going to compel readers. At the moment, offering once-off story coaching sessions, and these are really a 45-minute conversation, just like I used to have as a journalist, where I ask you questions and we get to the heart of what your story is actually about, so you don't write millions of pages on the wrong topics or themes or experiences or not wrong, but just not very interesting. I want to help you find the most interesting and unique and compelling part of your story, because this is what's going to sell it, and this is what's going to appeal to, connect with, and communicate with such a wide readership. This is what the most beautiful best-selling memoirs have in common. They're about these relatable human experiences, and how one human made a very unique decision at a key turning point and then went off on a journey. And then we sit there and we turn the pages to the end because we want to know what happened next. How did they deal with the journey? So if you'd like to know more, I'll link to some resources below.